What's going on, guys? It's Suk and I am back with a brand new video on Super Duper Tech. Now in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys the results that I got when benchmarking the 2019 entry-level MacBook Pro. And if you guys are intrigued as to how this MacBook Pro performs when you throw a few games at it, then be sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon to be notified when I upload my gaming test video. But without any further ado, let's hit the titles. The first benchmarking application which I ran was Geekbench 4. Now Geekbench gives a score for both single and multi-threaded tasks, and after these tasks have been performed, it will then give a score based on its performance and the time taken to perform them. And for the single core side of things, I got a score of 4,790, whereas on the multi-core I got a score of 17,307. Now once again, using Geekbench 4, I ran the compute test to see how well the OpenGI engine ran through Geekbench, and as you can see, the score that I got was 49,191. Also using Geekbench 4, I ran the compute test, but this time to test the Metal engine, and the result that I got for that was 35,049. The next benchmarking application which I ran was the GFX Bench Metal test. Now GFX Bench runs a number of different tests which vary from higher and lower levels of intensity. And in the interest of saving time, I have calculated the average for each of these results, but of course I'll show you each individual result. Now the average that I got for the higher intensive tasks was around 36.38 frames per second. Whereas with the lower level intensive tasks, I got an average of around 86.67 frames per second. Now I was interested to see what the internal SSD speeds were on this new entry level MacBook Pro. So as you can see, the read speeds that I got were around 1,245 megabytes per second, whereas the write speeds were closer to 560. Next up we have NovaBench. Now NovaBench is a good general benchmark as it tests not only the CPU and GPU but also the storage and the system memory. And the score that I got for this test was 1,482. I then chose to do a basic network speed test and got a download speed of 384 megabytes per second with an upload speed of 36.5 megabytes per second. Next I ran Cinebench R20. Cinebench is a good benchmarking program as it tests each individual thread and then gives a score similarly to how Geekbench gives its scores based on the time taken to complete tasks. And the result that I got was 1,628. Next I did an export test using Final Cut Pro, exporting a 4K video file. That file was placed on both a 1080p and a 3840 timeline, with background rendering turned off. The time taken to export the Full HD or 1080p file was 3 minutes and 39 seconds. But perhaps the most surprising thing of all is the time taken to export the 4K or 3840 project was actually around 3 minutes and 10 seconds. Now I have repeated this test multiple times, and in every instance the 4K export for some reason turns out to be a little faster. The last series of tests which I performed came from Unigen. The first of these was the Heaven benchmarking test, which is a heavy CPU and GPU test. Once the test has been performed, it will then give a general score on its performance and the average frame rate for when rendering out a particular scene. So the score that I got for this test was 923 with an FPS reading of 36.6. And once again, coming from Unigen benchmarking tools, the final test which I ran was Valley. Now Valley performs very similar tests when compared to the previous one from Heaven. Now for this test I got a score of 1456 with an average FPS of 34.8. So then guys, that has been it for today's video. If you did enjoy the video, then be sure to leave it with a thumbs up rating, and if you are new around here, then why not subscribe and hit the bell icon to be notified when I upload and release my next video. Also, if you guys have got any video suggestions or questions with what you've seen in today's video, then be sure to leave them down below in the comment section. Alternatively, you could also hit me up on my social media. Links to purchase anything that's featured in today's video can be found in the description section. But other than that guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.